Colin, it looks to me like the refs may have an agenda against Cam Newton. Do you agree?
No. You really think the guys in the league office are like, listen, let's take the best-looking, most...
Refs.
Okay, the refs. Let's take the best-looking, most charismatic guy in the league and just do him wrong. Why? What? And if they were, the league office would be like, hello, he's our most endorsable player. I mean, I heard Tim Donaghy say, the refs basically told us give Jordan the call. It came down from the league office.
Yeah.
Why in the hell would the league office take the best-looking guy in the league and say, let's have it out for him?
Not the league office. I'm talking about the refs, and the refs are human beings.
And can be fired in a second.
They're human beings. And if you go look, we got some stats, Cam, his first 4 years and how he was officiated. Got the 20 roughing the passer calls, highest in the league. What happened in 2015? Who did Cam Newton become? The dab king, the most arrogant person in football and in all of sports. All the celebrating and taunting, it turned off the refs. They're human beings. There's no grand agenda. They're just human beings that don't like all the dabbing and just like defensive players and opposing players. He put a target on his back, and he's paying the price.
I think the referees all pay a price for missing calls on Cam because they get graded down.
That's right.
And ultimately, they are trying to get to the Super Bowl or a conference championship game. And that was a bad call. I think they have made a lot of... He's a hard guy to officiate. Let's be honest. He runs... That slide was late. And it was, I mean, look, the ref was out of position.
Slide be late.
I don't think
a slide is a slide.
It was late, but I mean, look, this guy's a fast player, and the ref's trying to get over there to see it. That's an old man trying to run over there to go get him now.
It's Walt Coleman, the same guy he had a problem with earlier in the season.
Look,
you remember Joey Crawford
I
and
worked
Tim
for
Duncan?
the Raiders, and there's no bigger conspiracy theory organization than the Raiders. And I'm telling you, Al Davis would agree with you. I'm saying I lived it. I don't see how it is.
It's not a conspiracy. It's human beings.
No, yes, they are human beings. I don't believe collectively that they're reffing Cam any different than anyone else. I just think they're doing a poor job of refereeing one of the great players in the game.
Great.
Now, I believe there should be a memo, and after the conversation with Roger Goodell earlier, that should constantly be the conversation. If we get a player like Cam, how do we referee him? Because obviously they're failing. Because Cam, there's no way he gets 14 personal fouls in his first 2 years and hardly any since then.
He got 20
so
in
he's
his
getting
first,
less.
the most.
So he's getting less protection now, as a veteran than when he was a younger player.
But what has also happened during that time period? Now, let's think in the last 7 years. How's the game changed? Spreads, athletic quarterbacks.
Right.
Quarterbacks didn't leave the pocket. Quarterbacks over the last...
Cam's always left the pocket.
But he was... And then when he did, he was the only guy doing it. It was easier to call. By the way, Michael Vick complained about that as well. I don't get the calls. What's happening now with the referees, they're struggling with a big athlete. We know as a fact, Shaq was hard to officiate. I've had 2 NBA officials who I've met who have told me LeBron's impossible. He's a freight train. We know that big, strong athletes are harder to officiate.
Right, I agree with you on that, but you can't hit a guy to the head.
No.
And any time a guy slides, so there's 2 points there. He slid, which he gives himself up. Every other quarterback would have gotten that call, and you can't hit a guy to the head. Right. So that's no Shaq.
Didn't it seem like a late bang play, though?
I thought it was.
Okay,
but they
it was a bang play. But then you double the mistake by throwing the flag on Cam when he didn't really do anything. He threw the ball down.
He flipped the ball at the guy.
That's a second.
Let's
stay on the hit. When you watch that in real time, if he was a running back, boom, boom, slide, it was fast.
It's an iffy deal. This guy can't get calls the last 2 years.
The rules aren't the same for the running backs and the quarterback.
Right.
When a quarterback gives himself up, which this wasn't obvious he was going to give himself up. That's what makes him harder to referee. But when he gives himself up, then he can't be hit at all.
They miss calls constantly. They gave Beckham a catch on a call that he clearly didn't catch the ball.
Michael, you know what also happens constantly in human relationships? People have disagreements with each other, don't like each other, and don't give each other the benefit of the doubt. We've seen it in the NBA with Joey Crawford and Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan, maybe not the superstar LeBron, but one of the greatest NBA players of all time. He and Joey Crawford got into it, and Joey Crawford started screwing him over. Walt Coleman, these officials, they don't like Cam. He's a bit of a jerk. They're not giving him a break.
I don't think as a group, because they referee in groups, in units, that collectively we're not going to give Cam Newton the calls today. I guarantee you they're not making that.